everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thank you today for joining me on another video. And in today's video, I'm going to be doing something that I think every iOS user should know, or at least have an idea about. Because this is a very important thing and it happens to all of us at some point or the other. And of course, I am talking about what happens when you lose your iPhone. So, you've been there, I've been there. Sometimes you just misplace your iPhone and thousands of thoughts rush through your mind. Did it get stolen? Was it lost? Did I break it? Did I forget it? What happened? While it's happened to all of us, the one thing that I've learned is 9 out of 10 times the phone is not lost, it's not stolen, it's not anything like that. It's just misplaced within our own house, our car. We leave it behind at a friend's house. So don't get tensed up, stay calm, and just go through this process. And if you can't find your phone after that, then I'll tell you guys what you exactly need to do. The prerequisites for being able to track your phone or find your lost phone or do anything in the first place is, one, it has to be connected to Wi-Fi or data. I'm sorry if it's not, you're not going to have an easy time trying to find it. So make sure that if you're going out or even if you're at home, make sure your phone is connected to Wi-Fi or internet of some sort. In most cases it is, so you don't have to worry. But for those people, especially if you're going out and you turn off your data because it's killing your charge or something, I recommend trying to keep it on as long as possible, because if you do lose your phone, having data really helps. And there is an option that allows you to, even if the phone does shut off because of low power, it will send the last location to iCloud so that you can track where your phone was last turned on, or where it was last on before it turned off. So the prerequisite number one was make sure that it's connected to the internet in some way or the other. Number two, and I can't believe I have to say this, make sure your iCloud account is logged into your phone. Make sure you know the password to it. Make sure it's logged in and everything is okay. Because I can't believe the number of people who don't understand what iCloud exactly is and how it works. They think it's some sort of magic, which it isn't. Come on, guys, don't be that naive. And I'm not just saying people who are older. That's understandable because older people aren't used to this kind of technology. I'm talking about people my own age. People in their young 20s, early 20s, who don't have iCloud or any kind of thing turned on their phone. And when they lose it, they start to panic and they're like, what do I do, what do I do, what do I do? And I ask them, don't worry about it. You have iCloud turned on? He's like, wait, what's iCloud? I have no idea. I can't help any of those guys. So make sure that iCloud is turned on. So let me just give you a quick demonstration just to check on your phone if iCloud is turned on or not. If it's not, I'll just show you quickly how to enable it. And if you don't have an account, please make an account and just make sure that it's all logged in. So here's the tutorial for that. So here's a device that has iCloud enabled on it. So let me just open up the settings. And once you open up the settings, right here on top, you'll get this little tab that has your name. And it says Apple ID, iCloud, iTunes, and App Store. So that's the setting. So unless this comes up, it means that your iCloud account is not logged in. So if this is coming up and your name is on it, that immediately lets you know that iCloud is turned on. And for further proof, just go into iCloud and you'll see all the iCloud settings. If it's not on, you're not going to get these settings at all. So I'll show you now what a phone without iCloud turned on looks like. So here's a phone that doesn't have iCloud signed on. So notice when I go into settings, right at the top, it says sign into your iPhone instead of having my name and other information below it. So that's the immediate telltale sign that iCloud is turned off. Now, even if I try to tap into this, it'll tell me to sign in here. So if this isn't done for you guys, definitely set this up. And if you don't have an Apple ID and if you forgot your ID information, there's an option right here to set it up. So I highly recommend you do this. And if you don't do this, you can't track your phone regardless. Moving on. So once you've ensured that your iPhone is connected to iCloud, it's logged in, everything's working fine, you have to ensure that Find My iPhone is enabled. Now, Find My iPhone is in the iCloud settings page, so it's not hard to miss. And generally, by default, it's turned on, so you don't have to worry. But it's always a great thing to double check. Let me just show you guys exactly where you need to check that. All right, everybody. So checking the Find My iPhone status is very easy. Just go into your settings and click on this tab that has your iCloud account on top. Now, if you are on iOS 10 or before, your iCloud settings will be down here above General, and it won't be on the top. This is an iOS 11 only. But if you just want to make your life easier, there's always the search option where you can just put in iCloud, and you will get the result. So let's just go in. So you can see right here, my iCloud loads up. I go into this, and it'll give me all my iCloud settings and other information. So right here we can see near the bottom, right above iCloud backup, is Find My iPhone. So now just go into this. It'll tell you quickly if it's on or off here, so just go in once more, and you can see it's clearly on. And I highly recommend that you turn on this Send Last Location feature as well. So what will happen is, when your battery is dying and it's about to shut off, it'll give you the last burst of location to the iCloud server so that you can check exactly where it was last turned off in case you lost it and the battery's dead. So let's move on. Once you've checked that out and you've made sure that it's turned on, now you're good to go. Find My iPhone cannot be turned off without you entering your password, not the phone passcode, the iCloud account password. So don't worry, nobody, if they do steal your phone, they can't just turn off Find My iPhone and hope that you won't find it, because you can. Now here comes the interesting part. Now you can't find your device. How do you go about finding it? Now in this situation, you're going to need either a computer or another iOS device. The iOS device could be your iPad, a friend's phone, anything. All it needs is to have the Find My iPhone app installed. It's available on the App Store, and by default it comes installed on iOS. So as long as you haven't deleted it, it should be there. Even if it's not on the phone, all you have to do is download it from the App Store. Not too big of a deal. And once that app opens, let me show you exactly how it goes. Alright everybody, so if you're going to be using an iOS device to try and find your lost iPhone or other iOS device, it's very, very simple because there's an app built especially for this. So it's called Find My iPhone. It's abbreviated as Find iPhone on the homepage. It's going to be pre-downloaded onto all iOS and Apple devices. The thing is, it is possible to delete this out of your iPhone or iOS device. So if it is deleted, don't worry about it. You can just download it off the App Store again. So I'm going to show you exactly how it works. So just go into Find iPhone. And here you'll be presented with a screen where you're supposed to log in with your Apple ID and password. So I'm sorry I have the information blocked out, but it is personal, so I can't reveal it. But all you have to do is enter your email ID and the password that's associated to it and hit sign in. Once you hit sign in, it's going to start signing you in. And it'll start giving you this logo, which means that it's booting up. A quick disclaimer, guys, make sure you remember your Apple ID and the password. I can't believe how many people forget this and they don't remember what it is. If you do forget, it's a little bit longer, but just make sure that try to make sure you don't forget. So now here are a list of devices that I have, and all of them that are online, you're getting a green dot, and the devices which are updating location have this blue, this like grayish dot, and then since this is my iPad, I have Ankit's iPad right here, and it's blue. And then these devices are all offline. So if your device is offline, I'll explain to you towards the end of the video what this exactly means. But if your device is online like this, so I'm going to be looking for my iPhone SE. So it says that it is exactly where it should be. Now, if that's where it is, that means that it's probably somewhere in my house and I've just lost it. So the best option in this case is called Play Sound. Once you hit this, what will happen is you'll hear this sound from your phone. So once you play that play sound buttons, that's what exactly happened. So as you saw, the phone was in my car, and since it was in my car, I didn't have it with me. But luckily, since I heard that tone coming from the car, I just quickly grabbed it and came back. Now, say it's worse than that. You don't know where the phone is. It's in an unknown location. I highly recommend you put in lost mode. So lost mode, what this does is it'll help you track a missing iPhone. What you can do is you can flash a message on the device that'll say this is a lost device or anything. You can make a custom message and provide some contact details. And what will happen is once you do that, it will give you the iPhone's, the iPhone will start ringing in the same manner, and it'll have this information pop up onto the screen. So nobody can really use it, but they'll be able to see that information. So that's what lost mode is. And then the worst part, which is erase iPhone. So if you're fairly certain that the iPhone is no longer in your possession, and there's a lot of private data, personal data, or just classified work data, I'm sure a lot of people have important work data on their phone, I think it's best that you go ahead and erase the phone. Now, if you erase the phone, don't worry, the thieves won't be just able to easily use it. It'll still be logged down with your iCloud account. So even if they try to reset the phone or do whatever, whenever they try to set the phone up, it'll ask for your iCloud ID and password. And without that, the phone is basically bricked. So they can only sell it off for parts. They can't use the phone as is. So that was the process of how to find your phone on the app. Now let me go into how to find your phone if you don't have another iOS device, but you do have a computer. If you're on a computer, the steps are very similar to what the iOS steps were, but it's just a hair bit different. So what you're going to want to do is open up any web browser. So here I'm on Firefox. All you're going to want to do is go to iCloud.com. Now, iCloud.com will give you a similar login page where you're supposed to log in with your Apple ID and password. I'm just going to block this out real quick because, again, it's private information, and then I'll show you exactly what the screen comes up as. So once you have both the email ID and the password entered in, you're just supposed to hit enter, and you'll have a page that loads up like this. So now, if you did lose your device, don't worry. If your iCloud was enabled, you'll have all your photos, your mails, your contacts, all that saved, but it's still a frightening thing. So here we have the Find iPhone again. So what you're supposed to do is just click on the Find iPhone, and it'll start loading the same way the iPad did. Again, you'll have the All Devices tab. So let's wait for the iPhone SE. So you can see, similarly to the iOS experience, you'll have the green dots, the loading, and the gray dots. The gray dots signify an offline device. The loading dots signify the device is coming online and they're just trying to locate it. And the green dot means that the device has been located and it is online. So what we're going to do is the iPhone SE is what I've lost. So what you can do is now that if you don't know where your device is in your house, all you have to do is hit this play sound. So now this location is known to me. I know exactly where this is. So the phone is supposed to be here. Now, since it's supposed to be here, what I can do is I can play sound. If I play sound, the phone will start ringing and ringing and ringing until I interact with it. So that means that if you've lost the phone, you can just try to look for it with this. So what will happen is I play the sound and it'll start ringing. If it says sound pending, that means they're trying to reach the phone, but it hasn't been reached yet. So once it does play, you won't get the sound pending anymore. And then after the sound pending, we have the lost mode. Lost mode, again, as I said, was the stage where you're allowed to enter your phone number, and this phone number and another message that you can personalize will be given to will be flashed on the phone with the same audio. And once you get that, if somebody's around the phone, so here you go, there's that noise. There's the sound, so it just started playing now. It may take a little bit of time. If it doesn't, it's perfect. Sometimes it happens instantly. Sometimes it takes a few minutes, but it will play. So you'll get that sound with the message if you hit lost mode. Now, the third one is the erase iPhone. So this is the one that you want to do as a last ditch effort. This is when you know that your phone is gone and it's slowly likely that you're going to get it back. So what you do is when you hit erase iPhone, it completely wipes all your information, your personal data, accounts, everything that you had on your phone, it'll get wiped off. And by doing this, you can ensure that anybody who got your phone doesn't have the information that you want, your personal information going to them. Now, the thing here is that when you erase iPhone, it doesn't mean that it just erases it and gives them a clean, brand new iPhone. The problem is that even if you've erased the iPhone, it is still linked to your iCloud account. If it's linked to your iCloud account, that means that you cannot unlock and start using the phone. When they set up the phone, it'll ask for your iCloud ID and password even before they can start setting it up. So that's a very good thing that Apple has done, and there is no way to bypass that. People have tried time and time again. There is no bypassing that. So if you can do that, if you do realize that the phone is it's moving or something, or it's just completely offline, and it's not supposed to be offline, as I explained earlier in the video, just hit erase iPhone. At the least, you'll have assurance that none of your private data is in the hands of someone else that you don't want it to be. So that was the process of how to find your phone with the computer. So now, at this point, you should have been able to find your phone, and you should have been able to either play a sound on it, track it, or something like that. Now, even beyond this, if the phone is lost and you don't know where it is, or it's in a location which you're not familiar with, I recommend that you, if the phone is moving and you can track that it's moving, don't follow it. Call the cops, let them know. Don't try to chase your phone down. It's not worth it. You don't know what kind of unknown situation you're going to walk into. Now, the other option is that your phone is absolutely not even showing up on iCloud and it just says offline, which if the phone is stolen, 9 times out of 10, it will show offline. And because most thieves know that the phone is connected to Wi-Fi internet of some sort and they can't turn it off. So what they do is they just shut down the phone, and that way you can't find it. It'll just be offline. Now, if it's offline and you knew that the phone was on when you lost it and you knew that it had charge on it, that's a very good indicator that it's definitely been stolen. If you're certain that your phone has been stolen, at this point, what I recommend doing is, this has to go back again a little bit. When you have the phone, when you buy a new phone, I highly recommend you write down the serial number and the IMEI number, both of which I'll show you how to find right now. Alright everybody, finding your serial number is very easy. Just go into settings and go down to general and hit about. So this is the page where all of your information will be. So right here you'll find all the relevant information, and serial number will be right here. Finding your IMEI number is just as simple. Just go to your phone and in your dialer hit *#06#, and automatically the pop-up will come up with the number. So all you have to do is just either take a screenshot of this or write this number down and you're good to go. And once you have these numbers with you, write them down somewhere safe, maybe on a piece of paper. Write it down on your iCloud notes, Evernote, some kind of note system that is cloud-based so you can look it up later. Or just save it in an email. Send yourself an email with the details so that you can look it up later. Why these numbers are important is because if your phone is stolen, those two are the only way the police or any officials can actually track the phone. They can't just track it using your email account very easily. That's not possible for them. What they need is an IMEI number. So there's a lot of police and authorities who have softwares that are able to track IMEI numbers. So if that IMEI is to ever come back online, it'll be able to be tracked down. In most cases, what happens, I'll tell you honestly, guys, don't get your hopes up for this, because I've had experience in the past where a phone was stolen, I reported it stolen, I gave the IMEI number, all said and done, the phone was never found, no response from the police as well, because it's not something that's very important to the police in the first place, because it's a phone. It's not a major crime for them to focus energy, resources, and time on. Definitely report it to the police, but don't expect too much out of it. Now, say that you didn't save your IMEI or your serial number. There is one last recourse that you can follow, and that is that if you have your phone's box, if you have the box that you bought your iPhone, your iPad, your iPhone, whichever device you lost in, the box of the device always has the IMEI, the serial number, both printed onto it. So what you can do is you can look it up using that. So if you forgot to store it down or you didn't know that you needed to store it, all you can do is look back at the box and it'll give you both the numbers. But again, I'll just warn you guys, don't get your hopes up for finding your phone if it's lost at this point. I know it hurts, and you know, we pay the better part of $1,000 to buy these devices, and when they get lost, it feels really bad. But unfortunately, that's the situation. Don't waste too much time trying to find it like that. Definitely don't chase down devices if they're moving, because that's just a risky thing. If it's stationary and you think that that's a place you went and misplaced it, that might be worth going out and checking out. But I say be very cautious, because it's not worth getting harmed over a phone, because at the end of the day, it is replaceable. I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. So I'm going to be making another video just like this to show you guys what to do if your Android device is stolen or it's lost. And the steps are pretty much similar, but with a little bit of a variation. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you enjoyed the content, consider subscribing to the channel. A lot more content like that coming up. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. If you disliked it, go ahead, hit that thumbs down button, but let me know why you disliked it. Feedback helps me improve, and I will be glad to improve myself. Last but not least, guys, follow me on social media if you want to stay up to date with what I'm doing. I post a lot of the behind the scenes stuff. I post a lot of cool photos and my thoughts during about devices and stuff that I'm reviewing. Links are all down below in the description. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope to see you in the next one.